Right, good evening folks, Tim Tunnicliffe here on the Great Rugger Run. Long day today, 29.5 miles, but it's in the can, it's done, and the body's feeling good. We're in the clubhouse exclusively here because the pictures are out there, through there somewhere, and it is absolutely heaping down with rain. So, too bad. If you want to come and see the pictures, you're going to have to come here yourself. Okay, so here at Henley Hawks Rugby Club, and there's lots changed actually since the last time I was here. So somebody that might be able to tell us something more about that is Si.
Hello everybody. How you doing?
What's your full name, mate, and what are you doing here at Henley?
Simon Trower, founder of Brave Mind, ex-Henley player, been here since the age of 6. So I know a little bit about the club and the history, but don't hold me to it.
Yeah, good stuff. So I was just saying that quite a lot's changed in recent times. Can you just sort of outline some of the bits, the new bits?
Yeah, so I guess, the last few years they've had a revamp of the clubhouse completely, new change rooms from the old ones over here when you came in your run. Outdoor new training facility, updates to the first team pitch, so they've really invested in improving the facilities, and not just for the players but also for members.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, it is looking absolutely fantastic in here at the moment. Right, let's do a little tour of the clubhouse, shall we?
Go for it.
We'll start with these shirts over here. And I think it's the sponsor, isn't it, that's the interesting bit here?
Yes, Altrad. So Mo Altrad, the owner of Montpellier, sponsors Montpellier in France and the All Blacks. We're very, grateful for his sponsorship of the shirts, basically. So main club sponsor and also the minis and juniors.
Good stuff. Let's move on to this, which is a remarkable story. It's a lovely, that's a Henley shirt, I'm assuming.
It is an old
Henley shirt with a cap which has got 100 written on it, and underneath is a photo of a guy called Chris Sharman Crawford. So what's the story with Chris?
Well, I probably won't get it all right, but so Chris Long, to a lot of people who knew him, was the old heads groundsman here. So when I first started playing here, he would be out on his tractor and telling everybody off for not going on the first team pitch. Played here, 100 caps, unfortunately no longer with us, but he inherited quite a bit of money. I think got a call one day from a solicitor in Ireland with regards to inheritance from a long lost aunt or grandmother. In order for him to inherit the estate, he had to change his surname to Sharman Crawford, which I'm sure he made that decision pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then changed,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, and changed his life forever. But yeah, absolute legend of Henley Rugby Club.
Yeah.
And truly missed, yeah.
So what did he do? Go and buy a new tractor, did he, to help with the grounds?
No, he probably just came to the bar and got around him, probably.
Good man. Okay, let's move on to the next one over here. And this is on the wall of the Hurst room. And this shirt here is Mr. Hurst himself. Full England shirt.
Yeah, so I don't know too much about Mr. Hurst. I think it was Tony Hurst, ex-Henley resident, played for Royal Navy, Oxford University, Wasps, Barbarians, and obviously the mighty Henley, cap for England against Scotland, Calcutta Cup in Murrayfield in 1962. So again, very important person in Henley's history. Yeah,
and that is, I think, I don't recall seeing like an older England shirt than that one. It's it's a beauty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite small, as we noted earlier.
He must have been a scrum half.
Yeah. Okay, let's walk onwards here. And as always, I love people celebrating their success stories. And here's a really great one for the Henley Club. So we'll just go up here and have a look, and you'll probably, if you're any fan of rugby at all, especially women's rugby, you'll recognise these 4 ladies. And there's a signed England shirt underneath as well. And yeah, maybe just tell us a little bit about them. So.
Yeah, again, don't have my word for it, but I think it started their rugby journey down at Henley. So you've got Tamara, Rocky, Nolly and Rachel. Hugely influential in local rugby here for girls and women to start the game. And obviously gone on to huge things in women's rugby. So, and I'm sure they'll pop back every now and again, but they're always here and help people get motivated for moving forward in the game.
Yeah, 4 absolute legends of the women's game. And I just love this little detail on the shirt here. This is where it all started. Never forget where you're coming from, which was their World Cup anthem that they sang when they won the World Cup.
2014,
Yeah, lovely little touch that. Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's wander on. Into the Hobbs Bar. Where should we go first? Let's go look at... No dramas. Let's go look at some of these photos over here, because there's some absolute crackers over here. Let's look at this one at the top here first.
Where do you want to go here? So this one is back in 1999 in Kingsholm. So this was the round after they'd beaten Bedford Blues at Goldenton Road, which was a huge upset at the time. Henley had an absolutely awesome squad that year. Went on to unfortunately lose against Gloucester, but it was, I think you mentioned before, Tim, you got some Gloucester legends on that picture. The pictures of Trevor Walsh, ex-Aussie guy who played here at Henley for a few seasons. Absolutely brilliant centre, which helped the club move on.
Yeah, that's a cracking picture, and that just looks like an old-style Gloucester game. Absolutely ankle-deep in mud. Yeah, great stuff. And this photo over here I really love as well. We'll get in here nice and close so we can see. It's 3 fine gentlemen running and passing the ball. And yeah, if you could just like say a little bit about this one.
Yeah, so the Joneses, crikey, so you've got Daffith on the left, Barry in the middle, and Ray. So Joneses are, again, legends of Henley Rugby Club. I think Barry and his wife ran the clubhouse bar when I was a player. So had some great times with those guys. I played with Daffith, and Ray was here, Henley, most of his life. So, again, legends of the club.
Yeah, and they are son, father and grandfather.
Correct.
Yeah,
3
so
legends.
3 generations of the same family, and they all played in that same game.
Yeah, against Thatcham in '94.
Nice bit of detail, like that. Cool, let's move on. There's a cool photo here, a day in the snow. Really beautiful shot, that one. Oh yeah, and the last bit, I think, oh no, a couple more bits. This is a All Blacks jersey. And
Yes, this was to mark the opening of the new clubhouse by Sean Fitzpatrick. So he obviously played for New Zealand, 86-87. This was September 10th, 2016. So again, very grateful for the shirt.
yeah, did he? I'm assuming he came down and presented it, did he?
I wasn't here that day, but yeah, I presume so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think he's pretty local to Henley, so it was great for him to come down, All Black legend, to open the club.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just fantastic. Well done, Sean. Right, the last thing, and probably the most unexpected, is up here, and it is a set of oars just above the doorway here, and there's a signature on them. If you could just tell me who that signature is.
Yeah, so it's 2 signatures, Henley Hawks best wishes, Matt Pinson and Steve Redgrave. So again, gosh, quite many years ago. So Matt turned out for our 3rds or 4ths, I think. Again, sort of local to Henley, obviously with Leander and the rowing. Played 2nd row, I believe. I think the game he played in, I think he had to come off pretty quick because people recognised who he was and probably wanted to break his fingers or get in a scrap with him, get the opportunity to punch Pinson, I think was the game.
Terrible.
But again, great to have an absolute legend, represent Henley down here. Great for the guys. But I'll probably say that, yeah, he's a better rower than he is a rugby player.
Otherwise,
off the record.
I think he'd probably agree. I think he'd probably agree, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it was great. Lovely bloke. And yeah, great to have him part of the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's just that there's a whole lot of great names here and, interesting facts about a club which has got a great history. So it's good to see that represented in the bar.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always been a hub of, bars, rugby community, family atmosphere. And it's great to be a part of, and it's got many memories for me as I said, from the age of 6. Up here used to be the old kitchen where you get the teas afterwards, minis and juniors sliding up and down the clubhouse on a Sunday morning in your socks, getting told off, having blackcurrant lemonade, getting hyper on that, bags of crisps. Saturday afternoons out here before the Tiger Turf was put in, it was a bit of a mud bath, but watch the league game, come in here, Dad would have a few pints, family around, and you just play out there with your mates until you're told to go home and watch Gladiators on a Saturday evening. So it's a lot of memories for me personally. And it's great to welcome you to the club.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here. Now let's change tack a little bit and let's talk about Brave Mind more specifically. Now I understand Henley have had quite a few tragedies in recent years, so maybe if you could just say a little bit about those and how Brave Mind has been able to be involved and what you're doing here.
Yeah, as you say, I think the club have had absolute tragedies over the years. Losing James Comben, ex Henley first 15 player to cancer. Simon Priestley collapsed and died over the road here, and most of late Dave Hyde as well. First league game of the season, and that's where we obviously stepped in to help as much as possible. The first club that we wanted to work with as a charity was Henley, because it meant so much to me. But we never thought that we'd be in that situation. Straight after going through all the mental health first aid and working as a group of 10, 12 mental wellbeing team members. Never thought we'd just be put into that situation. But I'm so proud of everybody, of what they've done. They've come in, I think the Sunday afterwards we were down here with the players, wives, girlfriends, just saying that we were here for them. There's not much we could say or do, but it was just that power of just knowing that somebody was there to have a chat with. And since then, the club have embraced, that community element again, just to come together and support everybody that's been affected by it. And I think, and not just Dave, but everything that's happened previously in such a short period of time for this club especially. But now it's it feels very together. There's people wanting to take this on now and support each other moving forward. And I just hope we can, we create that atmosphere in all the clubs that we visit.
Yeah, good stuff. Amazing work. And talking about the future and the clubs that you're going to visit, what are your kind of expansion plans and how are you trying to get into other clubs?
Yeah, this isn't my full-time job, so the difficulty is logistics, resource, funding, all of those big things for charities. So we're going to go at a pace that we can manage and not kind of let people down is the main thing. Yeah. So we're going at our own pace and supporting people. So we've signed up a few more clubs as well, which we'll be doing, and just growing our team as well from a UK base. So we're starting to work with a club in Cornwall, South Coast, but it's also just being there. We've had a few just inquiries from players just wanting to chat to our team,
right?
That have been referred by the RPA. So it's just making sure that people know that we are there to talk to. We've got an experienced team of sports psychologists, and also signposting. That's the key thing that we're about, is trying to change the narrative, but also signpost people to help.
Yeah, and in just general, what's the kind of the temperature with mental health across the country at the moment? What's the kind of feeling?
I guess on the good, on one hand, that it's being talked about, which is a good thing, but I think there's just a huge need for support. And I just hope that impetus is just push forward for people to get support, and ultimately to change the narrative around it, that there isn't this stigma attached to it. But it's not an overnight thing.
No.
There's more charities to get involved in it, the better. The likes of Loosehead, Blokes, Give a Ruck, and us, we've all got to work together. We've all got the same end goal. But there's, as I've said, I think there's over 2,500 clubs in the UK, if we're just looking at the rugby community. And that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a huge
and
amount.
that's a lot of people that potentially will need support. And I think a big thing for us as well is around prevention. So starting these conversations at an earlier age. Down here, part of the sort of the mental health team at Henley, there's a lot of representatives from the minis and the junior section. So trying to start that conversation at an earlier age through the teenage years, so hopefully sort of that next generation, we're talking about this. We're supporting each other. There is an environment within it that is okay. It's not to be okay. So that's another big focus for us moving forward from a plan is to how can we get into younger age groups and to talk about this, and also try and do it with a smile on your face. Yeah. Because people, you mentioned mental health. There's a lot of, I don't want to go there, I don't want to talk about it. it's doom and gloom. You know, if we can try and educate people in a positive way to try and have a smile on their face, that's not addressing those issues and those challenges for them. It's just trying to find that middle grounding. If that makes sense.
I think it totally makes sense, and I think it's a really important point, because you're right. A lot of the conversations I've had around mental health, suddenly the kind of the energy just kind of drops a little bit, and it doesn't need to be that way. So I think that's a really positive.
No, it doesn't. And one really good feedback that we had after the sort of the mental health first aid course that we did with Henley specifically was, one of the guys said to us, "I didn't get it before, but now I get it." They hadn't experienced poor mental health. They've been in a good place, but they've been educated in it. They've talked to other people about things, and they now get it. For me, that was a really, really positive bit of feedback that I could have to say that, yeah, okay, I've now got the skills to be able to talk to people and have that confidence. And that was a big thing for me. Yeah,
good stuff. Okay, brilliant. So is there anything else you want to say about Henley or Brave Mind?
I don't think so. Obviously, from a Brave Mind point of view, you know, if there are any clubs out there that are interested in reaching out to us, please do on our website. But I would urge, you know, whether it's loose heads or blokes or give a ruck, dodgers, whoever it is, you know, just reach out to them, because that's the most important part. We're all on this journey together, and we need to address it. So just get in contact, and let's just change the narrative.
Yeah, good man, brilliant. So thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thanks for showing me around Henley.
No
Much
worries.
appreciated.
Good luck, and thank you as well, Tim, for everything you're doing for all of us. You know, it's hugely appreciated, and the money that you raise will definitely go to people that need the support and education.
Good stuff, mate. No problem. All right, there we go. That's Henley Rugby Club and Simon Trower talking about Brave Mind. End of a long day now. Going to go and have dinner with a couple of very old mates, which I'm looking forward to immensely. And tomorrow's another day 31 tomorrow. So, God, I don't even know where I'm going, to be honest. I'll work it out over dinner or tomorrow morning. And I'll see you on the Great Rugger Run. Cheers.